Hey guys, this is Rosetta with Rosetta Grows, and today I want to talk to you about how to keep your plants going in the winter. It's safe to say that most of the plants in the yard are definitely dormant. They're kind of sad. A couple things are putting out new leaves here and there, but it's definitely everything has slowed down and in some cases has totally stopped. But things in the house are still rocking. Of course, there's a handful of plants that aren't doing anything, which is fine, I guess. But definitely some things are still growing. So I thought I would introduce you to a couple of the plants that are still giving me quite a bit of growth and to give you some of my winter tips to keep plants going as best they can in the winter. So come along and I'll give you a little tour of a couple of my plants. Okay. So tip one is watering. You really need to be careful. If you've been on a watering schedule, you're probably maybe watering once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever your schedule has been. But really it's not about watering on a schedule. You need to feel what the plants are doing. You need to test the soil with your fingers or a water meter. It's really important because during the winter, the photosynthesis is much less. The roots are taking up much less water, and water can sit in the roots and cause just the problem of root rot, and it could kill a plant super easy. So one of my plants that I've had to really cut down the water has been my string of hearts. And I got this not that long ago. Whee! Check that out. It's probably grown, I would say maybe a foot since I got it, which has been a couple months. But when I got it, I was watering it far more frequently, and now I'm watering it like every 3 weeks, maybe every 4 weeks. First of all, this one is really dense on the top, so it's hard to get my finger down in to test the soil. And you want to be testing like down to your second knuckle. So that's like 2 inches into the soil, which is really hard in some plants, which is why I do recommend a water meter. Because the water meter is skinnier, you can put it in there. Of course I don't have it, I'm so well prepared like that. But I water this so much less. It's still putting off a lot of growth. So you would think, yes, it needs more water if you just went off growth alone, but it doesn't. It's really slowed down in terms of its water uptake. I shouldn't have moved it. I was debating moving or not. It gets tangled so easily. And that's okay, I'll painstakingly untangle it later when I'm, in a mood and need to like chill out. Okay. So that's tip one. Watch how much you water. Don't water on a schedule, water on need. Certainly keep your water schedule and check your plants on the weekly or the bi-weekly if that's what you've been doing, but don't just willy-nilly water. That could really ruin your plant. The air in the winter is so dry, which I didn't really understand this until I started growing plants and trying to wear my hair curly. The humidity in the winter is really less, which is funny. I would think it'd be more because it's winter, there's water in the air. I don't know, it's not. I don't know the science about that. I don't have time for that, but something that really helps with my plants is the humidifier. That just really helps keep the humidity up. And I also mist the plants that are in the bathrooms because I'm in and out so frequently. Calatheas and ferns. I mean, all of our indoor plants love the humidity, but some are more humid loving than others. I put them together in nice little bundles in the bathroom, and that really seems to do the trick. And I have a Flairosol, which I actually got for like dampening my hair, but it sends like it's like a finer mist, and it really does help. One plant that has just been going crazy and loving life is this Maranta. I get new leaves probably every week, maybe more. I mean, definitely 2 or 3 leaves every week, which is just super exciting. You can see I've got a brown leaf in here, but it has not fallen off, and I'm just gonna let it go. It's been kind of browning. Oh, there's another one. This is normal. This is normal, people, not a cause to freak out. This one, lots of humidity, especially if you're using your air, which I think most people are at this point in the winter. Just run a humidifier if you can. Of course, pebble trays with water are great. Just figure out ways to add humidity to your plants and they will be so much happier. Okay, so the next thing let me pull up my next friend for you. Woo! Okay, so as well as reducing your water, you also want to be reducing how much you're feeding your plants, how much fertilizer you're using. Because if you think about it, if you're fertilizing them, you're putting minerals into the soil, that the roots are going to uptake it, and if it's not growing much, it has nowhere for those minerals to go. The roots are going to store it, and that can burn the roots if it's not using it quick enough and it's just sitting in the soil. So let me move this down so I can show you. This is my Syngonium macrophyllum, and this is such a fun plant. And it is really, it's still growing too. There was a new leaf, where'd it go? There was new leaves on here. I think they just already opened by the time I planned this video and got this out here. Oh yeah, it opened, but there is still new little buds. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get in here. Excuse me. Can you even see? No, it's probably too far away. Okay, well, you just have to trust me. This one is putting off probably a new leaf a week, and I haven't fertilized it. Where am I? It's been putting off a new leaf about once a week. This one, again, it's fine. Don't freak out. This is fine. It's gonna slowly yellow out. Although this one kind of shows more, so I might trim it off. But it's totally fine. I don't fertilize this. I haven't fertilized it at all for months, and it's still putting off slow new growth. So I'm just giving it a chance, a little breather. So reduce fertilization. Sun. Okay, this has been so fun for me. The sun is lower in the sky, right? It's winter. The sun is lower in the sky, and we have a lot of windows that face south and west, and the sun is coming in at super low angles, right? Which is affording me some extra sunlight on some plants that might not otherwise get it. So I have been taking advantage of the sun and moving some plants around to accommodate for extra sunlight. One of those plants is, strangely, my little friend Freddie here. This is Calathea Freddie. Again, yellow leaves, guys. I'm all about it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not about having perfect plants. You can see all of these, like this little curled up leaf is a new leaf. There's another one in here and here. Slow and steady, this guy has been putting out new leaves. And one of the things I think has really benefited him has been the low light. So the low light has come through. This guy lives in the bathroom in not a southern area, but when all the blinds are open and all the doors are open, somehow this gets just like a little spotlight of sun late in the day. And I think it's really liked it. It's definitely grown more in the winter than it was growing before. So I don't know, maybe it likes that little bit of extra sun. But you can kind of look around your house and look at how the light is different this time of year and make accommodations. Maybe you need to pull things away from the window because maybe you don't want something that normally wouldn't get full sun because of an awning or a tree. Maybe that full sun's gonna be too harsh for it, and so you need to pull it back from the window a little bit. Even pulling it back like a foot is gonna be so much better for it if it's a really tender plant. So I'm definitely taking advantage of the sun and rearranging a little bit to accommodate some plants that might not otherwise get some light. Tip 5 is maintain your weekly schedule. Like I said, you can check your plants because I don't know if you saw in my Instagram stories a little, maybe last week during my water day, I found all kinds of bugs. So you definitely want to be looking every week, but also it's a great time to wash the leaves. If you're not watering all the plants, you may as well just like wash some leaves down during your weekly water session. So one of those plants I pulled down because it needs it. This is one of the plants that usually lives up. Do you see there's a open space right there? Beep, beep, beep. It normally has a giant pothos living there. So my giant pothos, I mean, it's not giant as in terms of like other pothos I've seen, but it's definitely, it's getting there. And this thing is growing like mad. It's growing so much, and it just strangely grew a variegated leaf. After all this time, this plant now decides to go variegated. what? I don't know what's happening, but I love it. Nature's funky. You know, maintain your water schedule, and instead of watering, wash your plants and check for bugs. Tip 6 is make plans. Make plans for what you're gonna do in the spring. I have so many things that I need to do this spring. It's a very, very long list. Most of it's replanting and cutting things back and propagating things. But one of the plants that I can't wait to repot. Oh, it's so heavy. Oh, this is the heaviest plant I have. This is an anthurium bird nest, a bird nest anthurium, if you will. And it's massive. I'm gonna set it here. It really, it really needs to be repotted. And I want it to get repotted because I can't wait for more foliage. It's put out one new leaf, but it definitely stopped. It put out these are, you know, like they're flowers, not very remarkable. But I'm super excited to get it in its next new pot. So along with this, I am like looking around and I'm seeing so many plants that need new pots. It's crazy, but I want to wait for the more optimal time to do it. So I'm gonna put it off. So make plans. Make plans for your spring and summer projects. Save money for your spring and summer projects. I need to save some money. And yeah, it's a good time to just kind of catch up and think about how you're gonna move forward. And the last tip, and maybe this is the best tip, is just take a break. Your plants are wanting a break. It's a natural rhythm of life. Winter is for break taking. I'm not good at taking breaks, but one plant that has me taking a break with it is one of my fiddle leaves. This is my small fiddle leaf. It's one of the few plants that has a name. I heard if you name your fiddle leaves, they will, you know, live. So this one is Newton, and Newton could use a leaf wash for sure. But it has definitely stopped growing. There's no new growth up there, and it's just chilling. I look at it every week. I'm still watering it when it's really dry. It's not really dry right now. I'm watering it, I'm watching it, I'm talking to it. In fact, it's lost probably 3 leaves in the fall and winter. It's just lost some, hasn't grown any. I'm not stressed out about it. I think it's gonna be okay. Summer rolls around. I think it's gonna be, or spring rolls around, I think it's gonna be fine. So I'm just sitting there watching it do nothing. And I think that that's kind of part of winter too, is just sitting around and chilling out. So this is King of Winter, I guess. Newton, King of Winter. It's a good time to rest. Take advantage of the lack of watering, the lack of pruning, the lack of plant chores we have, because it is going to be spring soon enough, and we are going to be like gearing up and taking care of our jungles. So, you know, for what it's worth, rest. I'm not going to rest because I have like a million other projects that I want to do. But, you know, your plants are taking a rest, so maybe, you know, take it easy on them too. Don't be so sad when they're not growing, Newton. All right, guys, so what are your winter plans with your plants? I would love if you can respond with a picture in the comments of what your plants are doing this winter. Are they just done? Are they sad? Or are they growing? Do you have some new growth? Share your new growth in the comments below. I'd love it if you could like and subscribe. And just have a great day, you guys. I hope those winter tips were super helpful for you. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.